Hi, my fellow YouTubers and my friend Dixon. This here is going to be my selfie on the culture of white supremacy in America. Now, I'm just going to point out a few things on how I feel about it and what I see. And again, I want to thank you, Dixon, for allowing me to be part of your social media network as also being a friend. I'm from Gulfport, Mississippi. I'm a little over an hour and a half drive from you. I do have relatives in New Orleans, Louisiana. Haven't been there in years though, but I got kinfolk there. Actually, I'm just gonna give you my point of view on what I see, being that I was born in Mississippi and I am a Southern woman. Now, we talk about black and white. This screen is black and white, as you guys can see that. That's the way I see black and white. I don't see black and white as in color, because this is just a skin. It's just a darker, a lighter, and a brighter, and a thing of all things created by God. And for the ones that don't believe in God, I'm not throwing my religion practice on you, because everybody has their own preference, if that makes sense. But we're all a part of somebody, and we were all made by somebody, not just by mother and father, but by love and life and joy, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to step down a little bit here, and I'm going to just give you my thoughts and my opinions about this white supremacy. And I hate it as much as you hate it. And yes, people who are in denial of racism will not speak of it, but get angry about it, because they feel that we're playing the race card when we talk about certain things about racism, like for example the police officers and jobs and all of that and whatnot. I went to Harrison Central High School. That's up in Social, Mississippi, and it said the home of the Red Rebels. It's red, white, and black. I love my school, but I didn't like certain aspects of my school because of some things that were brought out in that school that affected black people. Not just because we talked different, we walked different, or we act different. Because see, I got racism for both sides of the sides. But I got called white girl, which I know I'm not, and I have been called a monkey. I know I'm not. I didn't evolve from animals. I came from my mother, and I had once had an issue, and I went to the office to talk to the lady who was our school secretary. And mind you, if you know females, we have that monthly cycle every month. This is what pissed me off. I said her name. I'm not gonna say her name, but relatively, she's a white lady, and I was a black girl. Of course, you see that. I said I have to call my grandmother because I had a little bit of an accident, which you guys know. Let's be real here. Women get periods. I wasn't my first, but I had an accident today, and I needed to get a change of clothes and take care of the matter. And she leaned over forward to me and whispered and said she didn't think black women had menstrual cycles. Yes, she said she didn't think black women had menstrual cycles. Okay. I looked at her rather crazy, and I knew that being at the time I was a senior. I'm not stupid. I was pretty much an adult. And I'm like, what? And I said, excuse me, what the hell did you say to me? Meaning that it was my senior year in high school. And she stated that to me. Yes, I was very angry, and I was very hurt by what she said. Knowing this lady for the 3 years that I was in the high school, from 10th, 11th, 12th grade, I didn't think she was like that. Okay, because she all had to deal with all races at that school, and they didn't really want black people there. To be honest with you, the first Black History program, the first Black History program didn't begin till the year I graduated, or was about to graduate. And that was the first time in their history they ever had anything to do with Black History Month at all. But see, people get mad and angry about Black History Month. They want to make, well, we just, but see, it's not about we celebrate certain things, but we don't got to, they want to get angry and not acknowledge Dr. King or Medgar Evers, none of those people that were part of the civil rights, including Rosa Parks. And my thoughts of white supremacy in America, people need to come out of that and come and start loving each other, because by the end of the day, we will be judged accordingly, in my opinion, by God. He's not going to come at you about your color of your skin, because he created us in his own image. And the lack of ignorance, the lack of intelligence that people have, they don't want to acknowledge the fact that there's other races in this world. Hell, there could be aliens for all we know. And which people saying that they could be. I believe there's ghosts. I believe there's, hell, it could be a Sasquatch for all we know. Don't nobody know anything and everything. But what makes me angry is the racism is continuing, and then the black man and the black woman and it's the Mexican woman and all this, they want to make excuses. Like the president, they want to make excuses about him not doing this, not doing. Hell, none of those presidents was perfect. None of them. But you don't see them going on and on about President Bush, Clinton, or anybody else. But they want to talk about Obama, oh, because his Muslim background, all this. It doesn't matter. He's a human being, and he's our president. And shit you could do or change about that. If you don't like him, tough. Deal with it. You know. Now, they talked about how him not being a citizen of the United States. They want to continue to talk about that. I see all these comments and I read all these comments, but I don't reply to none of these comments because I don't have time to deal with ignorant people. That outside the norm is not normal to me. You are angry at what? Another man, another person who bleeds red. Because why? He's black. They don't want to acknowledge that. They want to say, oh, it's not about race. It's not about this, that. Well, you know what? Bush fucked up too, and excuse my pardon my French. He wasn't perfect either. He had his flaws too. And all the other presidents behind him, they all had their flaws. No man or woman is perfect. But to end racism, we have to learn to live and love each other. We don't have to know each other, but we got to learn to live together, because there's a lot of people dying today. And I am seeing it every day. And Dixon, I appreciate you. Excuse me. I speak on behalf of all people who stand up for anybody, whether they're black, white, green, or yellow. We are all children of God. We all have to be at a point in our lives where we got to understand to love, not hate. What is hate going to get you? It's not going to make it any easier for you, because the fact that we get treated differently. I mean, I have been called monkey. I have been told to go back to Africa, which I've never been to Africa. I have a lot of other race colors in my background. It doesn't matter what you are. Nobody is one race. Nobody. Because the way they did things back then, everybody got together on some point or another. Even when they were had us as slaves, as my ancestors as slaves, they did rape them. They did do things with them, and then their children carried on. But yet they didn't want to really acknowledge most of the time. And again, Dixon, I appreciate you, and I hope you never change. I hope your heart stays right where it's at. And I hope someday, as a man, you can walk up and shake my hand just like everybody else. Because a lot of people right now appreciate you, black, white, and all race. Looking, and you brought this togetherness. You brought love and freedom of speech to everybody. If you were on my friend the Advice Show's video, you went viral, and that's amazing, because you're getting the word out there, and white supremacy needs to stop, People need to stop being in denial and start learning to come together and understand one another, because the world we live in is in hell. We need to fix it. If we can't fix all things, let's fix one thing, and that's to learn to love one another. Skin ain't got shit to do with it. We're all God's children. And again, I appreciate you, Dixon. And thank you for your honesty. And thank you for your friendship, most of all. And I'm glad that you see your heart and not with your mind. Because your heart, God spoke to your heart. Okay. Before I get off the video, I want to make an example. I had never liked racism, but I remember crosses being burned and people being hung. And there's a few cases that are out there right now that young children or teenagers, young guy got hung. A guy here actually was found hung, and back here around 2003, a young teenager, was dating a white girl, and they found him dead. The next day, he was lynched. Okay, all because he was dating a white girl. And when is it gonna end? And it starts with people like yourself helping get the word out there, helping understand, and loving. Dixon, we love you. We might not know you personally, but right now you spoke volumes. And on white supremacy, people, whomever you are, whether you hate black, white, green, or yellow, I don't hate you. And I hope someday, I really hope someday that we can all join together as brothers and sisters, no matter what you are, who you are. Peace and love, and God bless, okay? Bye, y'all.